Hello, my dear students. Today, let's go to another new chapter in second year PUC economics, that is production and cost. We have extensively dealt with the second chapter, that is consumer behavior. Now we are going to understand the behavior of the producer in this chapter, and we learn about the theories of production and cost. Before going to understand an isoquant curve, let us understand the meaning of production. What is production? Production is nothing but the transformation of inputs into outputs. So this pen is an output, book is an output. What are all the commodities which are called the final goods, which are consumed by consumer, are produced by using the inputs like factors of production. And there are 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, organization. So here, quantity, that's the commodity, that is the final good, the consumer good, is the function of L, LR, K, and OR. Here L means labor, land, labor, capital, and organization. So in order to produce Q commodity, we require the 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, organization. And some are fixed factors and some are variable factors. They tend to change, and some are kept constant. That you know. See this pen, this duster, these are the final goods, they are the consumer's goods. In order to produce these goods, factors of production are highly required. And the relation between the inputs and outputs is called the production function. Right? So now let us understand the meaning of Isoquant curve. In consumer's behavior, you have studied about the indifference curve. It is the locus of all combinations of 2 goods which a consumer consumes, which yield the same level of satisfaction. On the same line, an isoquant curve is defined. What is an isoquant curve? It is the set of all possible combinations of 2 inputs, that is labor and capital, which yield the same maximum possible level of output. It is a set of different combinations of 2 variables, that is inputs, labor and capital, which yield the same level of output. Don't use satisfaction. Satisfaction is used in theory of consumer's behavior while defining the indifference curve. Isoquant curve, equal product curve. Isoproduct curve, that is also called isoquant curve, is called isoproduct curve. Iso-equal curve. So it is a set of different combinations of 2 variables, labor and capital, which yield the same level of maximum product. In other words, it is the locus of all possible combinations. It is the locus of all possible combinations of 2 inputs, which results in same level of output. In a simple term, summarizing the thing, it is nothing but a set are a group of different combinations of two inputs, namely labor and capital. Here, labor and capital are called the variable inputs, and land and organizations are kept constant. Right? Okay. So again I repeat it. An isoquant curve is the set of all possible combinations of two inputs, labor and capital, which yield the same maximum possible level of output. Got it? This can be very well understood with the help of a schedule or a table. Here in this schedule, we have got four columns, combinations of two inputs, that is labor and capital. And here it is shown, capital is shown, labor is shown, and the output, how much we produce using capital and labor. See, there are three combinations, A, B, C. In combination A, 1 unit of capital is used and 4 units of labor are used, and this combination yields 10 units of production output. B combination, come to B combination, where capital is reduced and labor is increased. The amount of labor is increased, and this combination also yields the same level of output. And these are the inputs, capital and labor are the inputs, and they yield the output. See, come to the last one. So as we increase the use of capital, the consumption or the use of labor is reduced. So here we use 3 units of capital and 1 unit of labor, and this combination also yields the same level of output. Right? Whatever may be the combination, that combination yields the same level of output, and this is called isoquant curve. You just see combination A yields 10 units, combination B yields 10 units, combination C yields 10 units. That means all the combinations of two inputs, namely capital and labor, yield the same level of output. Should not be confused. Don't use satisfaction. That comes in chapter 2. Chapter number 3, it deals with the theories of production and cost. So we should think of inputs and outputs. Right? Okay. And using this table, we can draw an isoquant curve. Let us see. See, this is OX axis and this is OY axis. Okay. This is an isoquant curve. This is an isoquant curve. Just say, so this is a labor, yes, labor, and this is capital. Capital. We use K for capital in economics, right? Not C, right? So K, that is capital, and L for labor. When this is the combination, right? One combination, so 1K and 4 units of labor. Okay. Here you see, when you increase capital, you have to decrease labor. Yes. when you decrease the consumption or the use of capital, so here point A, point B, point C. All these combinations yield the same level of output. Here A combination is equal to B, B is equal to C. So combination A, combination B, combination C yield the same level of output, and this is called an isoquant curve. So when you increase the output by increasing the combinations of inputs, this shifts rightwards and say isoquant curve 2, isoquant curve 3, like that. So you don't worry about these two, isoquant 2, isoquant 3. You have to think of this isoquant curve. Isoquant curve represents different combinations of two inputs which yield the same level of output. So, and we see the similarities between indifference curve and isoquant curve. So isoquant curve is also called equiproduct curve, and you should be very careful, and it is asked for 4 marks. You have to define what is isoquant curve, you have to write the table and draw the diagram. And this isoquant curve slopes downwards. Why it slopes downwards? Because of the inverse relations, see, between these two inputs. As we increase one input, you have to reduce the other input. You go on increasing capital, then you are reducing the labor. So this is because, and that is why we call it the isoquant curve is downward sloping, right? Thank you. And let us understand the concepts of total product, marginal product, and average product in the next video. Please subscribe and pass on the comments. Welcome you.